This is Shoulders of Giants Ultimate. Now, this game, I believe, was already out on Epic, and I believe this demo is for the version that's coming to Steam, which is why it's called Ultimate. I played a prologue version of this a couple years ago now, I think, and I quite enjoyed it, which is why I made sure to put it on here so that it gets shown off. And I think all of our ducks are in a row, aside from me giving you back your ability to hear the game. And here we go. There's a planet. We're flying towards the planet. It's a little warm in the pod we're in. I'm sure it's fine. Probably. That's probably fine, right? That something like that being in the sky, that's probably okay. This is us, a little frog standing on a robot. Hence the Shoulders of Giants, presumably. There's an owl telling us to do stuff. Let me know if these sound effects are too loud. Because breaking that box sounds a little loud. Yeah, the whole bit here is basically the frog and the mech have independent skill sets, and it's a roguelike not too far off of something like Risk of Rain 2, which is of course what caught my eye about it way back then. We're also being advised by a panda and a baboon. Whee! Yeah, right now we get a choice between a robot ability and a frog ability, either Missile Burst or Big Boot. Big Shoe's pretty funny, so we're gonna take the Big Shoe. Oh wait, no, we get both of them actually, so go ahead and give me that too. Now you'll notice when I'm aiming with the frog, we get to use the frog's ability. When I'm not aiming with the frog, I can use the robot's abilities. It's an important distinction to make. Fire the missiles. Take care of that guy, that guy. Now back when I had played this, I was playing this with a friend of mine because the prologue version also had multiplayer enabled. So I know the multiplayer of this works reasonably well. And I believe there was two variants of it. One where one person controls the frog, one person controls the robot, and one where there's two people fully separated running around. But don't quote me about the two players, one body thing. I might be remembering wrong on that one, or that version might have been scrapped. Because it has been long enough now that I could easily be remembering wrong. Face the power of my shoe. But as you can see, we're restoring color to the planet by destroying these things. We gained another ability, Meteor Strike. So this should be vulnerable to be destroyed now? Yeah. We gotta take out the big boy. There we go. By stunning him, he takes double damage, and he is destroyed. Bringing back life and color to this whole area. And that's the main way this game works, is you go around destroying pillars, gaining abilities, gaining strength, and wash, rinse, repeat, more or less. Nothing too crazy, but it's a fun time, for the most part. You know, every now and then these things don't work out the best. No, that doesn't seem great. Probably the thing that's making the ground shake. Probably that guy. I mean, I could probably take him, but sure, I guess I'll run away. Because I don't have a choice. Welcome to the Axial Tree, where all of our companions are hanging out and doing what they can to make sure we can actually do our job. We could have taken him. Boundary blade. Okay, we need to build heat. Got it. Makes sense, makes sense. Do things get stronger. Baboon has weapons for us. Chameleon sends us places, and Panda can give me new cores and skins. Okay. And we have a short dodge we can use now. And if you are interested in the skill tree, you can see that there's a good amount of options in here. We only have a little tiny bit of experience though. Charging melee attacks. Eat incoming projectiles. That seems useful, especially since I aim as the frog a lot. It's probably a good idea. Let's go lump. Num 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 projectile. Check out his big mechanical arm. Yeah, that's fair. Tell me anyway. Right, this is your starter kits. Okay. Right. So what other cores do we have? We only have health core. Okay. But we do have skins that we can look at. We can't have... This is the one I would want, but it is expensive. This one would also be good. Okay. Kind of down for that. Being on fire is always fun. It's not bad. It's not bad. Ooh, that one's pretty cheap and pretty reasonable. Okay, okay. Keep my eye open for that one. That's just too bright. That, ew. That's not bad. That's a little crazy. That's pretty fun. Of course, RGB has to be somewhere. Everything has to have RGB at some point, somewhere, somehow. I'm a computer. Got emotes as well, but we only have the high five at the moment. And we have no cores to craft. So, that's that. What kind of weapons can you offer me? Let's see. All we have is Space Pistol for Frog at the moment, just like we only have Energy Sword for them. And we can't make anything right now. So, completely and utterly useless at the current minute. which is not really a shock, I feel. But if we pop on up here, we can move on. And I could have used the ramps, but why use ramps when I can jump? Sure, I'll push buttons. Slower button. Still slower. Concerning that you're very radioactive, but you know what? Fair enough. Planet of the Innocent, Menace ++ Major, and Season in Orbit. I mean, this one's got a lot of swords, but this one's got a blue core. I think we'll go get the blue core and some new frog weapons. That seems like as good an idea as any. Let's see if I can shake the rust off and do this in one shot, or if I'm gonna screw this up. Gotta go break their stuff. What's up, big guy? Gonna have to be faster than that. By faster, I didn't mean launching missiles at me. That's hardly cricket. I say as I'm shooting at them. Okay, I couldn't eat that projectile. Probably smaller projectiles than that I can have Frog eat for me. Speed. There we go, that's one of them gone. Bring back some green grass to this place and get decoy. Look at him dance. So distracting. They can't even handle it. Too much style. What do we got here? Tuning fork. Sure thing, why not? Let's see what happens with that. I'm not sure what that does. I probably should have read it, but I just picked it up and hoped it was gonna make sense. And that might have been a mistake. Can I read what it does? I can. Place a resonant fork in front of you, sends out a staggering shockwave whenever you damage an enemy by any means. Ah. Okay. So it's a combo move. Like that. Okay. I love the jump spin. The jump spin is so good. So the ground spin is also fun. Whee! Get wrecked, nerd. What is contained within the cube? Otherwise known as what's in the box? Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to find the other sphere. Probably up there, isn't it? Knock it off with the healing thing you're doing. As you can see, it definitely can get a little bit spicy. This is very early on, so things aren't super dangerous yet. But it can definitely get really scary. From what I recall. I think the prologue version might even be on Steam at this point, too. I'm not 100% on that one. Sure, upgrade all my things. Why not? Because there's also ability levels. Like now you'll see a 2 on like my tuning fork, for example. Which makes it more effective in some regard, somehow, some way. I'm not entirely sure offhand. But you know, more number, more better. As you might imagine, that purple goo down there, bad for us. Sadly, I don't think it's bad for them, otherwise I'd shove him off into it. I remember finding myself using the frog a lot. So the robot is still very good. And it can really depend on what abilities you find. Like right now, the tuning fork is our claim to fame. Because I could decoy, but decoy doesn't kill things. It just makes things easier to kill. There's our Spire problem. Oh yeah, there's bonking in this game too, I think, because I just landed on that orb. Rocket punch! There we go. It's got a lower cooldown to it too. Slam that out of my way. Let's go fuck their shit up, shall we? Oh, right, the tongue thing's an active ability. That's why it wasn't working. I, for some reason, thought it was a passive. Oopsie. It's serious business time. We gotta defeat enough enemies to make the eye invulnerable. And there we go. You'll notice we didn't even have to fight a boss on that one. That's weird. Hang on. What the hell's going on here? Trying to look at some emails that popped up, but for some reason the notification is not showing what the emails are. Don't forget to grab this. We drop a box on people. That'll work for me. Oh, okay, nothing useful. Just the notification on my phone was broken. That's fine. One of them was a Twitch notification that most of you probably are seeing already, and then Humble is apparently getting rid of Refer a Friend, which is fine. I don't think anybody was really using that anyway. That's not where that box was supposed to go. Wham! Rocket punch! Can you tell that I like the rocket punch? Because I'll give you a hint, I like the rocket punch. Level 3 dash, so I may as well take that because it's better than the level 2 dash. And what's this? Auto turret. Deployable turret, huh? Okay. Goodbye, decoy. Turrets really aren't my jam, but it's more useful to me than a turret. I mean, than a decoy, rather. Boop. Just have that do its thing over there and have some fun while I pick up the loots. Special delivery! Yeah, fairly simple game, but It's a lot of fun, especially if you can play with someone. Portals? Nah. Final monolith time. Bring it on. I thought it was gonna be close enough that it was gonna count it, the monolith, and it was just gonna bust it immediately. Would have been so good. Oh well. We did the thing. Ooh, missile burst. The crate's really funny. We haven't needed the heal, so you know what? Nuts to the healing generator. Give me more weapons. More violence. Yeah, this should be the final stage of the planet, because you basically go in as many stages as I think there were items listed on it, if I remember right. Game's like, are you sure you didn't want the healing generator? You might want that. And to that I say, nuts to it. Arena challenge. Ooh, these actually spawn you into somewhere now. These used to just spawn an area where you touched them, from what I recall. Honestly, putting you in an area is kind of better. Less cheesable this way, because you can't just have a friend standing outside the zone shooting in with the frog or something, making the challenge a joke. Not that a lot of these challenges are particularly difficult. But you'll notice that wasn't our objective, that was just a bonus thing. Whee! Money. It's nice how seamlessly you switch between frog and robot. Like, the second I aim, you switch to frog. The second you release aim, you're back in robot control. With basically no delay in between the two. And as you can see, once you get set up decently, you can rip through these. Especially if you got a good AoE move. Just pure destruction in your wake. Pure destruction, pure joy. So if you're in the market for a game of this style, you might want to check this out. As we grab the heal before I run off. I don't recommend doing what I do, like jumping across gaps like that, but it is something you physically can do. Just may not be the best idea. Considering it is certainly a dangerous maneuver. Where is the other ball that needs to be broken? Hey, I don't think this game has fall damage, by the way. Just falling off the stage damage. Okay, genuine question. Where the hell is the target? Because there's the monolith down there. Is it genuinely behind where I started? Ow. Rude. No, it's down there. I see it now. This is what you get. Enjoy box. Just crush the whole thing with a box. I probably could have hit it from up there, but I would have still had to come down to get this anyway. Ooh. Upgraded. Oh no, vampire butterfly. Yes, please. Nuts to the turret. The turret's been nice, but Vampire Butterfly will be very, very nice. And make the stupid jump again. Whee! You'll notice this has more tiers to it, so it's gonna take a bit longer to get through. It's also got a boss. Enjoy Butterfly, sir. Completely missed the thing. Oh my god, he is destroying my life. Okay, that's a threat. Oh, knocking him off the stage just respawns him. You know what? That just makes nothing but sense, huh? Oh, and you can teleport. Okay. Love that for you, sir. We're gonna die. Just gonna break that one to you right now. We're gonna die. And there it is. I was about to grab that butterfly, but we were screwed on that one. He did so much damage straight away. I don't remember that boss existing in the version I had played before. He was a lot nastier. I think we do still get to keep the thing we picked up. So the robot weapon, I think we get to have. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, we just gained experience, I think, and that was it, because we failed. Which, I can't say I'm shocked that I failed, but it was feeling good up until I got my teeth just squarely kicked down my throat. But with more experience, we can buy some bonuses to ease that issue a bit. Definitely give me some more health. Health regen once under certain thresholds is a good idea. Definitely want charge attacks. I don't know if I really want sprint attacks that badly. At least not at the minute. Moving faster is nice, but it's in light areas, so I don't think it'll help me in actual combat. Boost of health at the start of boss fights would be grand, but... Or, I should say grand in theory, but actually not as helpful as you might think because of the fact that we started that boss fight at full health and still got eviscerated. What I think I actually want is this attack speed increase. I can still grab sprint attack, but I'm just gonna hang on to the experience. And we're gonna try not to screw this one up. And you'll notice you have a completely different set of planets this time. What I should have done, rather than go to one that had a heat marker on it, is I probably should have started us on one with 0 heat. Because I think the one we picked first had heat. Let's see if I can get through this one. If I can't get through this one either, I brought shame on my house. Pro tip, I'm probably going to bring shame on my house. Because for all I've been talking a pretty big game, this is a hard game at times. Just like anything in this genre would be. It is not afraid to kill you. fun thing is, each area has different enemies, like this guy who wasn't in the other planet is here now. And his shield is about as fun as it looks. So let's just get rid of that, shall we? And as with any roguelike, you'll notice we don't have any of our abilities anymore. We gotta go pick them all up and hope we get good ones again. That's not to say what we had was blowing anybody away. Some kind of barrier skill. Ooh. Hello. Piercing beam. Enjoy my death beam. Oh, launch pad, okay. I was like, what is this thing that's glowing with power, and why is it not me that's glowing with power? What's this? Robot chakra, okay. I'm down. Yum. I went straight to the floor. There we go. Once more with feeling. Energy drain. Sure. I mean, I don't have anything for that slot anyway, so I may as well use it, yeah? No sense wasting abilities, leaving them laying on the ground. Nom nom nom. That's what I should have been doing. And I might have been able to do that against the tentacle boss now that I think about it, because I think he was shooting projectiles when he wasn't lasering me to death. This is when I find out that this game's been obliterating the bitrate and nobody could see anything that was happening. Gotta shoot your eye out, kid. In this case, I stabbed his eye out, but we don't need to talk about that part. Orbital mines. Sure. That seems more beneficial. Because the drain thing slowing enemies down is great and all, but blowing them up, probably more effective. Aside from if I could have drained a boss. I don't know if I could drain bosses. 3-ball stage this time. Okay. Wait, want that. Well, I might want that. Rewind. Nah. Well, yeah. I don't use dash that much, so we'll take rewind. It's rewind time. Portal, I don't care that much about. Apologies if my camera movement is dizzying at times as well, but I'm a very fast-moving person in games like this, because you kind of have to be, or you die a miserable death, as you saw in the last attempt. And I haven't really tuned in the sensitivity on this game yet. Because since we're only doing it as a demo, I didn't really worry about it that badly. Ah, I wanted to get a 3-for-1. All I got was 2. Sad. Disappointment. Germquake. That's probably better than the Robot Chakram, because the Robot Chakram's been acting a little weird. Now, where is our last target? There it is. Behold the quake! And there we go. Monolith was back up top, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure we were looking at the monolith in the beginning. Yep, I see the beacon. It's over there. Just gonna quake these fools out of my way. It is very nice that they make sure these have a very clear marker for where they are. Oh, actually, it is down. That's fine. Whee! Hello, Master Hand. How you doing? Notice how much more damage we're doing to this boss compared to the other one. This guy I fought before, I seem to recall. And he's a little bit of a pushover by comparison to the other one. He does hit pretty hard, though, if you let him. Which is why, ideally, we're not gonna let him. And there we go. We have purified the planet by killing in one giant hand. Always make sure to wait for the cube so you get your reward. Level 2 Assassin. Level 3 Arctic. Oh then. Planet Restore. Starts with standard shipping in Robot Vampire, or Arctic, which starts with standard shipping in Meteor Strike. Attack enemies for a chance to trap them inside a slowing blizzard, or enemies on low health have increased crit chance against them. Both those sound pretty nice. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. I don't think we got any new weapons though, did we? Yeah, only cores. That took less time than I thought, too. Affirmative robot noises. Motivational beeping. Jump 100 times for 300 experience in an emote. Okay. Now, if I remember right, the idea with crafting cores is you can take these cores and cycle them into something potentially better. Ooh, that one does have Lift with Care and Chain Strike, though. Very likely starting ability standard shipping since they both have that ability. No, I think I'll just keep Arctic, honestly. See how Arctic looks. Because remember what they mentioned is you change your look with new cores. Yeah. It's either just now coming to Steam or it was in dev hell for a long time. One of the two, Evo. But since it got brought up in the next fest, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll play this game again. Why not? This was a fun game. Why can I not grab the wheel? Fine. I'll just scroll down then. There we go. Yeah, that sounds about right. It went through a few betas, I remember that much. I just couldn't remember what happened to it afterwards. Since we had played it on Epic, I thought maybe it had come out there and then this was gonna be its transition to Steam. I could sit here and jump 100 times if I really wanted to. but I'm not going to do that. Sure, I'll go out one more time. We're not at an hour yet for this one. It's going to pass an hour in the time it takes to get through a run, but that's fine. Nah, not worth. I'll just make sure to pick a short planet so I don't go way over my planned time. Because I did not have a good night last night, so I don't want to overdo it. And I know that comes up a bunch. Tactical Breach Wizards was pretty fun. It's more puzzle game than tactics game, as we were discussing while I was going through it, but it's pretty fun. It's got a good sense of humor. It was very much more about throwing people out of windows than expected. And Drill Core and Blade Chimera, which were the other ones played today, were both good as well, though Blade Chimera won't really be your thing much, and I don't think you'll be that into Drill Core either, since it was just a management game, more or less. Yeah. Well, that's just the truth about what it is. Because you can rewind time as much as you want in Tactical Breach Wizards, because you're technically seeing the future rather than actually doing the thing. And your opponents really don't react that much until you end your turn. So usually engagements can be just solved without having to take a hit at all. At least that was my experience with basically the entire demo till I went out of my way to push a boss out a window in like 10 turns because it was funny and it was part of a bonus objective. Because I had to really push my luck to manage to shove that boss around enough to get him to the window. Because he would move every turn and get out of position over and over again. It's very amusing. I feel like, depending on how long the actual game is and how many characters you get to play with, it may get old. Because you don't have to kill your enemies by pushing them out the windows, that's just the quick kill option. So you can obviously just bang them in the walls or just kill them straight up. It's a very knockback heavy game. At least on your character's part, from what they gave us. Whereas enemies do proper damage to you, you do a lot of knockback and movement and things like that. And they make the excuse of putting slow fall out the windows so people don't die, which is a little weird, but you know. It's the classic he never killed a man scenario. Beep beep. Does this one do again? Sure, I'll grab Rock Ball for now. I saw that. I was kind of confused by you going back to that. I know they did a lot with it, and I was considering touching it again at some point. And I had mentioned it to some other people as well. Because obviously I wasn't going to play that game again by myself. That just, no. No. It was not compelling enough to be a solo game. Where is this other tower? But how did it work out when you tried it? Yeah, that makes sense. I did remember seeing that there was more to non-saga mode now, which is compelling because I did not particularly enjoy Saga mode. Yeah. Well, I remember, I think at the very least I was still occasionally playing when survival mode came out, but it was still very bare bones when it first popped, and then they made it better, I think is what happened. I don't entirely remember. Yeah. I remember loading the survival mode up once, I just didn't end up following up on it because I didn't want to do it by myself. And then, you know, constantly busy with one thing or another, so it never got anywhere further than that. The usual. Speed. Oh, absolutely not, no. Considering that game in general really isn't a good experience solo. Like, it's okay alone, as long as you know what you're doing, but I definitely would not recommend it. Honestly, I've got such a long list that I don't know when I'll be getting back to with that anyway. It's going to be very dependent on people actually actively mentioning it. Yeah. There's just too many games in this world today. And I know I say that a lot, and I know, oh, it's a good problem to have, but oh boy. Sure. Actually, no. I would lose an attacking ability, so no, no, no. As fun as it would be, I kind of need these attacking abilities to get this over with. If I liked my abilities less, I would random out. Yeah. The important question to that is, did that game get more interesting? Because it really wasn't that interesting. It was okay, and since we didn't have to pay for it since it showed up in Humble Choice, the option got better, but I just don't remember being that enthused about that game to begin with. It's hard to say with that, is the thing. It's very much a game where the core loop didn't seem like it really was that exciting. Sure, it could get better, but at its core, I don't think it was going to massively change. Now, I had a pretty good idea of what I was doing with it. Sure, we didn't know it mechanically in and out, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't doing anything that stupid with it. And I don't remember being particularly satisfied with how it moved. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm completely not interested in trying it at all. I just don't think it's going to be high on the list. Especially since we have a lot of other things we should get back to at some point in our lives. that wasn't a statement of I have a specific plan in mind. That is just I know there's a list miles long of things we've done and went, oh yeah, we'll get back to that at some point, and then that never happened. So I just don't see Bravery and Greed finding its way to the front of that list, particularly. Oh hey, I happened to jump 100 times during this whole process, apparently. Yeah, I did notice that, and it's good to see that you're playing more variety of things. Bye! I wish throwing him off of there would actually have had an effect, more than him just flying away. But that was funny anyway. Off you go again. He did. It worked. Oh, that was almost a disastrous move, but it was funny. It feels slightly more polished, if that helps, and it's got more content than it had before. It seems like most of the abilities are still the same, but it's also a demo compared to a beta, so I feel like it never was going to have a massive change. Like, I want to say we didn't even have actual other weapons available, did we, when we played the version we had played before? Like, the idea of them existing was there, but we didn't actually get other weapons. I think it was just only other cores. Either that or we were just unlucky. Ooh. Seems more like a wand than a spear, but you know what? Fair enough. So that's a thing. But that's gonna do it for today because we're at the 4-hour mark, which is where I plan to be. Diving attack, dive forward. Oh yeah, let's see the charge attack, because the charge attack looks like it'll be funny. Whee! That's pretty good. I like that. I'm gonna pick us out a target to go to. We'll go from there. All of these demos were good, though. There was not a bad demo in the bunch. Then again, I also filtered pretty heavily before going for it, so... Because there was like 6 other demos I looked at before I started today to see if they were going to make the cut, and they didn't. They weren't bad, but I don't think they would have been interesting to watch, nor would they have been as good as these were. If people are curious, let me take a quick look to see what those were. Fading Skies looked pretty fun, but the demo didn't enthuse me. Dungeons at Hinterberg, the demo was similarly feeling kind of limited. Arc of Chiron just didn't seem like it was going to move fast enough even for an hour demo, but that one looked good. Deeper Than Hell just seemed a little slow. Voidwrought was going to be the other one that was going to be played today if I was going to spend longer today. And First Dwarf, unfortunately, though I wanted to play it, was running a little iffy, so I put that one to the side for now. But if you want to wishlist the game, there's the wishlistable store page right there, as I fuck up my words completely. The fumbling of words has been continuing to get worse today, which is why we're cutting at 4 hours instead of being like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going and keep going. Because I knew my brain was gonna give out on me before too awful long today. Since I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, something like that, because of the gas company work outside being loud early in the morning. And I couldn't sleep, which stacked on top of it, which was not great. It was decidedly unfun. I am having choice paralysis as I usually do while I ramble, so bear with that. Give it a refresh, and if I don't see anything, we're probably just going there. And that'll be good enough. I thought I saw a couple pop up on the side. My focus was too far to the left for me to guarantee that. Like, it's been a while since I've rated her, but she's doing Final Fantasy XIV, and I just cannot bring myself to be interested. It's all well and good that people like that game. I just don't think that's somewhere I'm going to send people actively. Yeah, no, it's looking like initial instinct is. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I was at on that one. I can't even necessarily agree on the good for playing because I didn't care for it, but I do know people like it. Let me check right quick before I commit to this, though, because thinking about it, she's probably like right at the point where she'd be ending. Now she actually only started, so she's very late. So that'll be fine. Okay, so it's Hime-sama Shiro. I don't think you've seen her aside from if you were there when I rated her before. It was gonna pop up on screen here in a second anyway at the top anyway, so it's not like you're getting a secret given to you on that one. Oh yeah. To be fair, there are a couple people we probably both know that are doing Neo 2 right now, because I saw at least 2 on my list. So, thank you all for taking the time to be here. Hopefully you all enjoyed these demos. I will be back tomorrow with the demo for Lost Castle 2 with Xeno, probably. Potentially World War Z afterwards if there's time. Depends on how that plays out. I do need to cover that game for Lurkit at some point, so I am going to try to encourage that idea to happen. But we'll see how that plays out. Saturday should be 7 days with Voila continuing, as I discussed before. Today's really the only day that changed. And next week I'll figure something out. As always, be good to Shiro. As you know, I have encouraged y'all to follow her before. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Oh yeah, and tomorrow's stream will be earlier for those that don't know. It will be probably 2 hours earlier than today's was. Bye, everybody.